My name is Caroline Poynton. I'm recording this today off YouTube because I'm not copywriting, I am paying attention. Thank you.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, another day, another round of propaganda, another way that they're trying to convince you that your identity is wrong, that you shouldn't talk about it, that it's borderline illegal. All these different ways in which they're coming up with excuses to make sure that you don't talk about your identity. Now, obviously, this is an existential crisis for them. It's a huge thing that they need to stamp out before it gains enough momentum to change the course of British history or the future of this country. There's a lot of people that have invested a lot of time and a lot of energy into gaslighting people through decades of propaganda, trying to make you believe that you do not have representation and you also don't need it. In fact, to be represented within your own country is somehow wrong, somehow racist. This isn't because you're a bad person necessarily. It's just because, well, there's some people here right now, they don't want to feel marginalised, they don't want to feel left out. All the while they're allowed to say really horrible things about you and your history, but as soon as you start to self-identify and you come together as a group, that creates a problem for them and their place in our country. So of course they don't want to do that, do they? And we've seen recently with the interview between Ben Habib and Don Keith. Don Keith, by the way, is an open and very proud and very fervent Zionist. And I've noticed that there's quite a lot of Zionists that seem to be on the spectrum when it comes to anti-English sentiment or the tamping down of English sentiment or English identity. I don't know if you guys have noticed that yourselves. Maybe you can let me know in the comments, But I like to see patterns. I think I can read. I can read into things quite well. So when I see certain people who believe in certain things all coming together and saying the same thing, it becomes quite obvious very quickly. You've got Paul Inman, Richard Inman, Paul Thorpe, you've got Tommy Robinson, you've got that Don Keith guy, along with a lot of other people on that side of the
right side, the left side.
Orientation.
Because
when it comes to
right side, but they're not really,
religious beliefs or ideological beliefs, a lot of them seem to take the side of the other rather than taking the side of the Englishman. Yep. So getting back to the interview with Don Keith and Ben Habib, Don Keith, immediately before asking any real questions, he decided to set the stage. And the stage being that, well, the people that support Restore Britain are inherently racist and they're bad people. And to do that, he highlighted a bunch of tweets in which Ben Habib was called a Paki.
I want to talk about something that was pretty big news this week. You're on Dan, we spoke about that, but someone leaked a private DM of you saying that Restore Britain had gone full tilt racist and will continue. But I wanted to ask you some questions about that. But before I did, I wanted just to pull some up to show folks.
Well, that's
this one about to pull up just some of the comments, and this is just a few of hundreds or perhaps thousands that you were seeing online directed at you.
English.
I want to give people an idea, and you and I discussed this before. You were comfortable with me doing this, but I'm going to read them because I want these posts to have all of the power that the people who wrote them intended for them to have. And I want them to get all the attention that they wanted to get when they wrote these.
Doesn't make me British.
These are coming from X. The first one from G-Stress says, "You are a subhuman, packy, rape children's piece of shit."
White English, British.
He said that this was representative of Restore Britain and the kind of people that support that party. How do you feel about that?
Forms, it says British, what he didn't mention was actually from British
every single tweet that he brought up was
English, because I'm not British.
Not followed by anyone. There was no likes on the tweets. There was no retweets. They were just singular, one post, hit and done tweets.
So it was done on purpose by someone, mate.
Spread around, or anything like that. Which means they weren't popular. It wasn't something that was considered cool. It wasn't
police
something that was shouted and celebrated. It looked like it was just a bunch of random people on the internet. A lot of them, by the way, turn out not to be English, because I've looked into the accounts. Most of them are from Islamic accounts, actually. There's a lot of them from South America. And most of them are just bot accounts where they've retweeted, or like they just retweet. So they don't even seem like they're legitimate. A few of them are just a couple of months old. So I'm looking at this and thinking, well, why would you highlight these random tweets in order to frame an argument around how Restore Britain are inherently racist?
You know, and I thought they were
getting Restore Britain just want to represent the English people in England, which for some reason is causing these people antagonism. So why would you do that? Why would you frame everything around this specific conversation as being racist if you support Restore Britain or you support the English identity?
I'm supporting Rupert Lowe.
I think we all know why, don't we?
I'm supporting Restore Britain because of Rupert Lowe for what he's done with the
tarnishing this group through
he's proved
guilt
his
of
point.
association.
He proved his point when they did what they did from Reform.
It's a propaganda technique that's been used for decades. Obviously, we all know about this.
Proving his point that he's
down
English,
our identity for
white
at least 30
Englishman,
years now by calling anyone that
deserves
rallies
to be in
around
the
the English
Parliament.
flag as a racist.
Rather than Nigel fucking Farage, I mean, he could be an Englishman as well, yeah, alright.
And they use these terms because it has the same response in the brain as the disgust impulse. So when you see something absolutely disgusting, it could be a dead body, it could be puke, it could be shit.
English white
You
men,
have
we
an
have to pick the
innate
right
response.
person.
It is
We are
something
allowed
that
to have our
bypasses
opinion
logic.
about the right
You
person.
immediately get repulsed from it. And one
I've
of the
never
things
said
that has
anything
been
about Ben
proven
Levine's
to
colour
elicit
or
this
race.
response in the human brain are derogatory terms
I used
such
to
as
like Ben
racist,
Levine.
Nazi,
I've been on Ben Levine's side
ethno-nat.
all the time.
These terms that
I've been on Richard Hillman's side. I've been on
immediately tell
fucking
you
Paul Fell's
that they're
side.
bad.
Tommy
You need to
Robson,
stay
I've been on
away
all
from
the
that.
time.
That will ostracise me.
Yeah, I
And
think
it
they were
goes,
doing right for the
what it does
country.
is
And
it triggers the amygdala,
And
and
I might
like
not
I said,
go
it goes
to as many
straight to the
rallies or
lizard part of
whatever.
your brain. You
but it
immediately
don't mean
want
that
to
can't support
disassociate
somebody
with
from
anyone that has
watching
been
them.
labelled as
And
one
then
of
the
those
labelling
words.
someone like
So
me.
maybe that's why he did it.
Go
Maybe he just
fuck
knows
off,
that this
mate.
is a technique that
I tell you
people
what,
have
they can
used.
go fuck
Nudge units,
right
psychologists
off.
talk
They're
about
not
this.
labelling me
So maybe he's
for
just
anything.
aware that if he frames Restore Britain by using these terms, by highlighting these texts where people have said mean things, that kind of tars everyone with the same brush. And there's a lot of people out there that will fall into the trap immediately and say, well, good God, they're racist. I'm definitely not going to support them. Ooh. And they get triggered, the lizard brain activates, and they walk away from even considering supporting the movement. Now, Ben Habib was quick to latch onto this, confirmed that, yes, he does get lots of really, really horrible abuse by people that are using racial slurs. And if that's true, that sucks. But I believe attacking English identity is also racist. I believe that saying that anyone can be English is a racist attack against me
being attacked
and
back
people.
for it,
So
so
that's not really mentioned.
just petty.
That's not really mentioned at all,
Really,
is
it's
it?
just fucking petty,
It's only
really,
a one-way
isn't it?
conversation with these people. And of course you've got
They always have to
News,
bring the
you've
colour
got
into it.
Shabana
You know,
Mahmood,
they
who's a
always have
Pakistani
to bring
woman talking
colour
to an
into it.
African man about what it means to be
I'll bring
English.
the
You've
colour
got
into it.
TV
I
News,
bring
where
what
you've
the
got
person
two
is
Jewish
into it.
men
If the
discussing
person
what
is
it
the
means to
right
be
person,
English and whether we
then
should
the
be allowed to
person's right
self-identify. One
Now,
of the Jewish men, by the way, was
really,
on the
I'm not being
podcast with
humble,
Tommy
but this is
Robinson, where
right.
Tommy
I
Robinson
don't
said,
want
well, what does
anybody
it mean
that's
to be
not
white,
English,
British?
white
And he
and
replied,
English.
well, it doesn't mean being white.
I just want a Britain where
I
British
don't give
people
a
come
fuck,
first.
Tommy Robson. I want
And that's it.
England
Just
first.
British people come first. Who are
Yeah.
those British people? It's not
English
white people.
white people,
Same
mate.
Jewish guy with Tommy Robinson, who's also a Zionist. So
English
I'm
white
seeing
men
like these
that
people come
belong to
together,
England,
they're
the
rallying
Northern
together,
Saxons, the fucking
they obviously
Anglo-Saxons.
know
I
about
don't know, but we're
psychological
fucking all
tactics, they
English
know
over
about
1,000 years now or
propaganda,
so.
maybe they know about
2,000
brainwashing
years,
techniques.
whatever.
I'm not
it is.
saying there's a massive conspiracy, but I'm saying these
I
people are
am
well
not
versed in how to
saying
use the
that
media, how
everybody that is
to create a
brown or whatever is
narrative,
not.
how to manipulate the
If
narrative
they've
to suit their
granddads, right, we're going to
agenda
go off
versus
people's granddads.
the people
If
that
we're not
they're
going off the
arguing
parents,
against,
you're not
okay?
going off you being born in. If your
So,
granddads and your
what all
grandma
this
was
means
born in
is
England,
that we've got to just be a little
and you
bit
were
more
born in England,
savvy
then your DNA's
about
English.
who we are allowing to speak
If
for
your
us.
fucking grandparents
We've got
and your mum
to
and
be a
dad were
lot
born in
stronger in
England,
the
then
way
you're
that
not
we
fucking English.
assert ourselves and our identity.
Simple as it is,
Not
and
get
neither
carried
are the
away, not get
British.
angry about it, just get real about it. Just tell people, actually, I don't think
They
you
are,
have
you're
any
British
right
if your
to talk about
parents,
what it means to be English.
if you're born
You
in
have zero
England
right.
and your
In
parents
fact,
are born
you're a foreigner.
in England,
You're a
in, say,
Pakistani.
Scotland,
You're an
but your
African.
granddad's born
You're
in England,
Irish.
then you're
You can't
British.
talk about what it means to be English if you're all of these things and not actually English.
And me
In
personally,
fact, it's an
I
insult.
prefer the
It's a
Irish to have
racist
their
attack.
own identity with the
You
Welsh
yourself
and
are
the
doing the
Scottish and the
thing
English.
that you're
That's-
accusing other people
Yeah,
of doing. And the hypocrisy is laid bare when it comes to our own government and Keir Starmer, who openly say that being English and
the
identifying
Irish should
as
have their own
English
identity,
is
the Welsh should have
inherently
theirs, the
racist,
English should have
while
theirs, the Scottish should have
celebrating
theirs.
his own
Yeah,
Jewish
sure.
backgrounds and
And
saying
that's the way
that
it should
he
be.
supports the state of Israel and that Jewish people
Now, does that
themselves
mean
need
that
to
I'm
be
being
more proud of
racist
their own
towards the Irish and the
identity.
Scottish
You
and that?
say
No, does it
or
for?
imply
How's that make
that
me a bad
people
person to
cannot
say
be
that?
English or British
To say that I think
because
that
of the
the
colour of their skin.
people are the colour of the
The mixed
skin.
heritage families
Right,
owe
yes,
you an
the colour of the
explanation.
skin.
The people who've lived here for generations,
No, they haven't.
raised their children here,
No, they
spent their
haven't.
lives here, working in our
No,
schools, our
mate,
hospitals,
most
running
of these
businesses,
people haven't
our
lived here for
neighbours.
generations.
If you say they should now be deported, then mark my
They've lived
words,
here one
we will fight
generation,
you
maybe
with everything
two.
we have, because you are the enemy of
After
national
the war, a
renewal.
couple of generations, not hundreds
Country
again.
feel
No,
somehow they've got
mate,
to
they've
be
lived here
hiding
maybe
an
a couple of.
identity
There
that
might
they're
be
proud of.
some black families and bits that have lived
And
here since
once
after
again,
the war.
guys,
They've got their kids,
recognising that
they've
people are
got their
doing
kids,
this
so
will
they
allow
could
you
be
to create
grandparents
a
or whatever.
foundation in which you
Right, and
can
I'm not saying there isn't.
understand and
Most of
combat
these
the
people have been
techniques
coming
that
here
they're
in the last
using.
30 years, 20 years, so they
And
are
it
not
becomes pretty
fucking
obvious pretty quick.
generations.
You'll
At
be able
all.
to recognise the
Exactly,
good
mate. They're not
faith
generations. That's
actors
not
and the bad faith
generations.
actors. You'll be able to understand
That's not
inherently
years. I
whether
could say.
someone is trying
That's
to
like
do
20
harm
years, 30
and
years.
strip something away that is inherent
Okay,
to you,
maybe they
or
they'll
whether
have had
you come across
children.
someone that is trying to
But
help
it
you,
doesn't make me
trying
British.
to
But
be
just because
the
you,
guy that
if your
stands in your
parents ain't
corner.
born on this island, you're not British.
And it is pretty simple.
Because if your parents ain't born on
break
the
it down
island,
for
then you're
you.
not British, mate.
If someone tells you that you have no right
Just
to
because
be
you're born
English,
here, it doesn't mean you're
someone
British.
tells you that they know more about being English than you do
No,
as a
they
foreigner.
don't know about
If
English more
someone
than me. I'm
attacks
English.
your identity, they're not your friend.
Over 1,000 years worth. So,
So,
I guess
if they're
I'm
not your
English.
friends, then just don't
I
listen
mean,
to
we
them.
might come
Ignore
from the
them.
Anglo-Saxons and the Normans,
Tell them to
wherever the
fuck off.
Vikings or
Whatever
whoever
you
the
want.
fucking are, all these people, you know. But at
But
the
I
end of the
think
day,
the
we're
time
fucking
of
English.
listening to these people,
Over
of
1,000
giving
years.
them the benefit of the
Generations
doubt,
of English.
engaging
So that I am
in
English.
open discussions with them, I think that's kind of gone and it's meaningless now because they don't engage in good
No.
faith tactics anyway. We've seen that. All
I'm
they
just
want to
sick of
do
them doing
is
what
call
they're doing.
you names.
I mean,
like
I don't know what
racist,
side they
Nazi,
want to go on then,
ethno-Nazi.
because they
And
don't
then
want to be
they
Keir
want
Starmer
you
side.
to
They don't want to be on Nigel's
engage in
side.
that conversation.
So
Because
what
as soon as
side
you
and
engage
then
in
what
that
going on
conversation,
then?
you've already lost the
Where
argument.
were they
Because you're
going?
giving them a legitimacy that
I'm
they
going to
don't
say,
deserve.
where are they
They do not
going?
deserve to be engaged
Because
in
Ben
legitimate
Levy calling
conversations
out
about
for
around
acting
what it means to be
fucking Keir
English
Starmer.
when they are
And then he's calling
ultra
fucking
proud
Rupert Lowe.
Zionists that believe in an
What is that?
ethno-state in a foreign land.
They're calling Rupert Lowe, but yet
You
they're
can't
all going to
have
scam
your
us. They
cake
say you can't
and
have
eat
it
it.
all this way.
Sorry,
Or the
if you
Green
believe
Party,
that,
or
and
whatever.
you're criticising my people
So-
for their representation,
Because then what side do they
you're a
all on?
hypocrite at
I don't
best,
get it.
or you're a subversive foreign
Because I mean,
agent
come on, mate.
at worst.
What?
So I'm not interested
I mean,
in
I'm
their
not interested,
conversations,
but
I'm
I'm
not
interested in what
their
side they're
arguments.
fucking
I
on.
am resolute
Because
in
it's a
who
bit
I
weird,
am and
isn't
what
it?
I
They
am,
don't want to be
and
on Keir
nothing's going to
Starmer.
change
They're
that.
not
No
on Keir
amount of
Starmer.
gaslighting, no amount
They
of
don't want to
name
be in
calling,
Nigel
no
Farage.
amount of propaganda,
Don't
no amount of brainwashing.
want to be in the Green
I
Party.
am rooted
I don't
to
know what
my
side they really want to
ancestry
be on.
and my
I've got to
history,
say,
and
what
that
side are they
will never
really on?
change. And I hope
They
you guys
really are
agree with
there.
me on that as well. Enough of this.
I think they're being brainwashed.
Foolishness is bullshit. Enough of listening to these people as they sit there with a smile on their face, telling you that you don't have a right
Oh,
to exist.
Alexander Solzhenitsyn once wrote that there is
Fire.
nothing like the wrath of the man who never wanted to be violent. Once you take away the person that just wanted to live a normal life, I just wanted to be left alone, I just wanted to be a regular guy, and once they push the normal person too far, to the point where we are no longer able to be that guy. They've killed that person, they've killed that part of us, to now we're at the point where we have to be living by the rules of the jungle to protect our family, to protect ourselves. The wrath these people are going to feel is going to be medieval.
I want to know this, yeah, is if they don't want to be on, they don't want to be on Keir Starmer's side, they don't want to be on Nigel Farage's side, they don't want to be in the Green Party's side, what side do they really want to be on? Really thinking about that really, what side do they really want to be on then? Because I don't know another side that anybody can be on.
100,000 members in exactly 15 days, and the establishment is absolutely terrified. You won't hear a single peep about this unprecedented political earthquake on the BBC tonight. And I'm about to expose exactly why the mainstream media is desperate to bury the greatest uprising in modern British history. We're watching the complete and total rewriting of the political rulebook right before our eyes. Think about the sheer scale of this. Nigel Farage and Reform UK took 5 long months to reach 100,000 members. UKIP, despite decades of relentless campaigning, never even came close to that number. Yet here we are with Rupert Lowe and Restore Britain absolutely shattering every record in the book. Does the sheer speed of this make you wonder what exactly triggered such an explosion? Let me take you back to February 13th. Rupert Lowe drops a simple 7-minute video from his farm. No flashy graphics, no Westminster spin doctors, just a man speaking common sense about sovereignty, about our borders, and about taking our country back. Within hours it smashed 2.4 million views, and it's now blown past 30 million. And then came the endorsement that sent shockwaves through the globalist elite. Elon Musk himself posted a clear message to the world: join Rupert Lowe in Restore Britain, because he is the only one who will actually do it.
He is.
Now watch what happened next, because the numbers are staggering. Day 3, 50,000 members. Day 5, 70,000. Day 7, 80,000. And by day 15, the 28th of February, 100,000 British patriots had put their money where their mouth is. The momentum is absolutely extraordinary. Over 10,000 volunteers signed up by the 2nd of March. And while we're building an unstoppable army, let's look at the so-called competition. Remember Ben Habib and Advance UK? They just got beaten in a by-election by a monster-raving Looney Party pig candidate named Sir Oinkalot by 5 votes. A literal man in a pig suit beat the establishment's backup plan. So what happens when the establishment realises they're losing control? They simply pretend the fire isn't burning. The entire media class has decided to look the other way, hoping you won't notice the massive shift happening in your own backyard. They sit in their London studios utterly bewildered by independent polling from Find Out Now, which places Restore Britain at 7% nationally after barely 2 weeks of existence. From a standing start, we're suddenly the 6th largest party in the country. Imagine the absolute chaos erupting in the back rooms of Parliament right now. They are staring at the very real possibility of total electoral obliteration, and they have absolutely no idea how to stop it. Are you starting to see the true scale of their panic? The chattering classes thought they'd completely demoralised the patriotic working class. They assumed we'd just sit quietly while they eroded our borders and peddled their woke nonsense in our schools. But look closely at the polling data they refused to broadcast. We're capturing 11% of 18 to 29-year-olds. The youth are waking up to the fact that their future has been sold down the river by globalists. On top of that, a massive 15% of people who voted for reform in 2024 have already defected to back Restore Britain. We're seeing entire councils flip, like the 7 Kent councillors who just crossed the floor. This isn't just a protest vote anymore, this is a genuine phenomenon. Yet the television pundits sit there analysing Westminster gossip, instead of acknowledging a movement that's rewriting the electoral map. What exactly are they so afraid of acknowledging? The answer is simple. They're afraid of you. They're terrified that the British public has finally found a vehicle that can't be bought, bullied or corrupted by the establishment machine. They know that once the working class unites under a single uncompromising banner, the globalist grip on our institutions is completely finished. It is game over for them. And this brings us to the absolute core of why every single person watching this needs to understand what's at stake. For years, we've been told that we must compromise our values to have a seat at the table. We've been lectured by politicians who promise the earth during election season and then govern like liberal globalists the second they get into office. Restore Britain is proving that the silent majority is no longer silent. We are standing up and we are demanding accountability from the very people who sold us out to European bureaucrats and international NGOs. You might be wondering how Rupert Lowe is handling the pressure from the old guard, trying to co-opt this movement. Just look at how he handled Ben Habib when Habib came crawling with a proposal to merge Advance UK with Restore Britain. In the past, weak politicians would have compromised, cut a backroom deal and shared power to appease the Westminster Club, not Rupert Lowe. He completely ignored the offer, eventually just stating that Advance UK members were perfectly free to join Restore Britain as individuals. Pay your £20 like everyone else and get in line. No special partnerships, no establishment handshakes. Doesn't that perfectly encapsulate everything we've been fighting for? Complete and utter uncompromising dedication to the cause of restoring our nation. We're building something pure from the ground up. Dozens of local branches are already fully operational across the country. We've already announced 5 candidates for the Norfolk County Council. This is the grassroots army the political elites prayed would never materialise. The establishment thought they could manage the decline of Britain forever, carefully shifting power between two sides of the same uniparty coin. But they pushed too hard. They locked us down, they opened our borders, they taxed us into oblivion, and they mocked our heritage. And in doing so, they woke a sleeping giant. Every milestone we hit, every new member, every viral video, every local branch opening is a direct rejection of the globalist agenda that's held this country hostage. They want you isolated and feeling like your vote doesn't matter.
I feel quite good with
the media blackout is a deliberate tactic to make you feel like you're the only one angry about the state of our nation. But the numbers don't lie. 100,000 people in 15 days. 30 million views. 10,000 volunteers ready to knock on doors. We're the ones with the momentum. We're the ones shaping the future of British politics. The battle lines are clearly drawn now, and the coming months are going to be brutal. The establishment will try every trick in the book to smear this movement, to ban us from platforms, and to demoralise our base. Which is exactly why you need to stay plugged into the truth. The mainstream press will never give you the real story about Restore Britain. This channel is one of the very few places left where we break down what's actually happening behind the scenes, free from Westminster spin. If you're sick and tired of the lies and you want to be part of the only movement actually fighting to take our country back, make sure you keep your channel membership active. We rely entirely on your support to keep the lights on and keep exposing the establishment's failures. Share this video with everyone you know, get the word out, because the media certainly won't do it for us.
I'm not racist.
Thanks for watching, and as always, see you soon in the next video.
Yes, but that does not make me racist. I mean, I call that guy the one that stabbed them. That went down the rampage in fucking Scotland. I thought, what the fuck? When you know, I thought, what the fuck is it? It looks like a orangutan gone wrong. And you're gonna call me racist? I'm not racist, and I never fucking will be. And I tell you, this has got to stop with them people, mate.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, because all the haters hate the country. What are we gonna do, mate?
Do when they come for your children?
What we're going to do when they come for us
Because
and
as the
I come for
conflict
our
in the Middle East
country,
continues to
they come for me
escalate,
as well.
fears are growing.
What are we going to
about what
do?
it can
I
mean
don't
for
feel
the
like I'm
wider world.
safe in this country, mate.
Missiles are
I
already
don't
falling
feel
across
safe.
parts of the
No,
region,
I keep
including
feeling, what are we
areas
going to do
close
when they start coming
to
through
destinations
people's doors?
with British
They're
travellers such
literally
as
going to start
Dubai.
coming through people's
the
doors at
UAE.
some point.
And some
I
military
feel it.
experts now
Like-
warn
Like,
that it could spiral
literally,
to
but it's a
something far
literally
larger.
saying they're going to come through
It's highly
people's
likely.
doors, and they are.
Former NATO Deputy
There's
Supreme
going to be
Allied
a
Commander
problem.
Richard
Are
Sherriff,
people
General
going to
Richard
scatter,
Sherriff,
or people, someone's
says he
going to,
cannot
I
remember
always think, what I'm going to do if some madman starts running about on the street with a knife.
even
It's
warned
only a small
that
street,
historic
this is how I mean,
markers one day look
or
like
they're
this
coming to
week's
my
events
door,
as
trying to
a
open my
potential
door and get in
catalyst
my house.
for a wider global
Yeah.
conflict. And if tensions were to escalate dramatically, Britain
They are
could
going
face
to, mate.
difficult decisions about military
And I don't
readiness
trust
and
any
manpower.
of them. I don't trust none of them
That's
apart from
what we've
Rupert
got to
Lowe,
talk
mate. Rupert
about
Lowe's
the
the only
description.
one to sort this, deal with it. He really is.
Description?
compulsory military
Honestly,
service has not been used in the UK
no
since
corruption,
1960.
people are going to deal with
But
it because we're not
historians
going to
say
be
it remains a
corrupted in
theoretical
any of
option
it.
going forward.
So things are
during a
going to
major
fucking have to
national
change
emergency,
because people are not
which
corrupt
is
him and
defined
they're not
as a
going to
war
like
we
it.
shouldn't be getting
That's the
into.
point. The point is these bad
One
bastards
possibility,
ain't going to
according to
like
historian
it
David Swift,
because they're called
was that
corrupted.
penalties for refusing to serve
They're not
might
going to
not
like it
involve
like saying
prison,
somebody that's
but
not
instead
corrupted. No matter
significant
what colour
financial
race he
fines
is, he's
or
not
additional
corrupted. He belongs to
taxes,
fucking England.
similar
He's
to
an English
systems used
white
in
man.
countries like
A
Switzerland.
patriot English white man of
Now,
generations
such
of his own
discussions
family.
remain hypothetical, but as the crisis
And
deepens,
that
oil
he
surges
deserves
past
that job.
$100 a barrel. The conflict is already reminding governments across the world how quickly things can spiral out of control. Conscription is now
Yeah, and
being
you see, if we have
whispered
Rupert
and
Lowe
ushered
in,
the
mate,
halls
this,
of
I
power.
mean, it might still spiral out of control, but
They
it
want you
won't.
to go and fight for
Because
your
we will
country.
deport people
But it is no
from
longer
here.
our country. This government
We will
that
get
wants
the
to
army straight
conscript
into
your
England.
children to
We'll
go
bring
and
the
fight
American army, the
says
troops,
that our
on the
flags
ground
are
to
offensive.
England. Right? Because that's
But
what
that
we're going
flag's
to
so
do. We're going to have to
offensive.
put the
Why
white
would we
English
go and
people
fight
to
for
people
them?
to safety while they deal with the country. Obviously, you've got to
And they're
put the
gonna
people
punish
to
us if
safety
we
so
don't.
people ain't going to get
If we
involved.
don't
you
send
know.
our young men off to die with Star
Well,
Wars
as many
ego,
people as they
they're
can.
going to punish
Obviously, some
people.
people might stay. You know,
If you've got
people
any way
have
of
to
getting
go
your
to
children
safety.
out of the country,
So I'm going to say, he's going to
do
deal
so.
with that, putting people
Oh,
to
yeah.
safety.
but as the time
Then,
approaches,
He's going to shut the
Get
fucking
them out.
borders. We're going to close the
Get them
borders
abroad.
straight away, get the
get
people
them
to
beyond the
safety.
reach
Then
of
get the
that
troops in
government
to deal with this thing and get
determined
these people out
to
of the
send
country.
tens or hundreds of
Out of the
thousands
jails,
of
out of
young
the
British
country.
men
To round
to
these
die
people up, basically.
in
It's
someone
to
else's
basically
war.
round them people up. And the people that
And
are
face
English
the
and white can
consequences.
go to safety
Go
for a
to
little
jail,
bit.
pay your
Because
tax,
we'll have
pay your
enough
fines.
safety, we'll have all the
Fuck 'em.
hotels and things back.
What they are doing
Because
is
they will be
evil.
the first people going.
We have no legitimacy. They can't
So what
take
we
your
did is
children
we
and
cleared,
die to
shut the
kill them.
borders and he cleared the
And then
jails out.
punish you.
Right? Put your people,
And why
clear
should
the
they?
jails out, deport.
They've taken
This
your
is why
country
we are
from you.
going to need the army
They
to
cannot take
deport
your kids.
people. We need the army to deport
Thanks
people
very much.
properly, correctly. So no one's getting harmed, no one's getting anything, they're getting deported. And when Rupert takes over, some of these people where they've had been
It
done
feels
crimes,
like the UK.
maybe some of them we can't give the death penalty to, but the next person that murders somebody with a knife, or well, this is maybe why he might not need to take people to safety, because the next person that murders someone with a knife or does any sort of crime are getting the death penalty. Globalist plot is all selling us out. They're all selling us down fucking river.
Hi. Back at
I
our
think you're from
AF
Cyprus. I
hearing.
think he's from Spain, Cyprus. I swear from Cyprus.
Just as I approached, something big landed. I don't know if it was a Globemaster or something like that. One of the big American transport planes. Whatever that current big one is. I was hoping to get a shot of it, but it managed to get down before I could get my bloody phone ready. They're big beasts. Anyway, I'm here to do another report because of the change of feeling that we've got in Cyprus at the moment. I was speaking to some Cypriots last night. I was really into shopping.
Well, they
down
hope
the
the
bars or
fucking
anything,
on Rupert
going
Lowe's
outside,
side.
hey. But I was out there
All
last
around the
night,
world, they really
and
do.
just chatting away, and the general mood of opinion here
Oh, King
is
Charles
that
next.
this base needs to go. They're saying, what is the point of having this base if the British aren't going to defend it? And you know what, they've got a point. And I'm seeing a lot of people coming and going today. It's a bit busy, if you look. A lot of people going in. I don't know, as I'm recording this, it's just on 3, so it might be a shift change, I don't know. But certainly all coming and going. But I say there is a change in the air with regards to Cyprus. Now, they don't have a problem with the British people. Like I say, I'm talking to them and they were all very fine. I said, no, but they know it's not the people. They know full well who it is. They know it's Starmer. They know it's
Well,
the
you know,
Labour
most
Party.
of
They
it
know.
is people, mate, but
It's
certain people aren't helping the
government
causes,
and their
certain
inability
people aren't
to
helping.
deliver defence.
Certain people aren't standing on that the same side, they're going in a different side, a different pace. It themselves don't know what pace they're going on.
they'll welcome you.
Yeah.
That is
We
the
want a
issue.
proper payment. We need in England a proper government that's not corrupted or anything like that. We've got anything. With Rupert Lowe, it's a clean start. Once we get in it, it's a clean start with someone that's not corrupted. Right? And okay, some of the ideas might be radical. They might think, oh, it's quite harsh, that's really harsh saying that. But it is not in being harsh saying that. That's reality. Reality is that going to have to be the reality. You cannot just say deporting one people and they ain't going to deport other people. And all this shit, because then that will cause more problems than just dealing with the problem altogether. We need to get the problem fixed altogether. We need to get the borders shut. No one else is coming in the fucking country. Right? We need nobody else, no more for fucking migrants to come into the country. Then we need to get the army, get the fucking army to shut the borders off and basically get the people out the jails that shouldn't be in the jails, get them deported somewhere else, to other jails around the world, don't care, get them deported out of jail. Because then we've got the jail clear to put the other people in that need to go in jail. Also, when we're going through the jails, we'll get every single hotel migrant, we'll get in them with the army going to be picking them up, taking them to wherever, right? And the deportation is going to start from there. And then the people that are in the country, that shouldn't be in the country, like I said, the jails are empty for people to be going to jail also. Then, right? Then, from there, we'll go, people, the ones that go to jail, then will get deported. The ones that go to jail will get deported. And that's how it will go. So it's mainly going to the criminals that are getting deported, and the people that shouldn't be here, all these illegal immigrants, and shutting the borders to clean the country up so we can get a grip of the country and deport most people that shouldn't be in the country. And then the people that should be in the country, right, then can get on with their lives. They can have doctor's appointments and everything else, and then they can rebuild the migration program of how it should be done properly. Well, thank you very much. From Caroline Poynton. I hope they're all listening to exactly what I'm saying, because this is ridiculous. And here's King Charles.
Over the last few days, I've been showing you video footage trying to demonstrate how...
King Charles.
I suppose we could...
Oh. It's a frickin' muppet.
Over the last few days, I've been showing you video footage trying to demonstrate how... I suppose we could call it a certain other sector of society has fundamentally changed what goes on in England, in Scotland, in Wales, in Northern Ireland. And when you compare that to the way this country used to look, it really is very, very, very telling. I mean, I think there was a video I played at the end of one of them where it said "Welcome to England," and you could see exactly what was going on.
King Charles is involved as well with all this, and why he's not being arrested for anything.
Gets to me particularly.
Then you don't want to see Donald Trump, which is funny.
The government,
the
monarchy, and others seem to prioritise the selling of this particular sector of society
and all
in the public
this.
imagination.
Down the river.
Now, this clip I want to play you now, it's a bit of an older one, but it really rounds the point home as to what's going on. And you see pictures of them at places of worship and all this sort of thing. And it really does illustrate the position.
To swear on the Holy Bible.
So let's have a listen.
And then goes against that with the enemies and changes their religion and brings that into the Christian church. Really should have their head chopped off for treasoning.
As the Quran
says. No, mate, Quran. The Quran. I don't give a fuck. What does the Bible say, twat? What does the Bible say?
That you have a blessed.
Why is he reading from the Quran and not from the Bible?
Peace be upon you all.
Anyone wants to believe that twat? Fuck off, pedo, mate. Chop the head off, you pedo. He is fucking the devil, innit? Poltergeist and the devil.
I just wanted to
Then
convey
we got
my
fucking
heartfelt
Nigel,
best wishes to
fucking
all,
pedo for Nigel
and
Bell.
to tell you just how much my wife and
Fuck
I are
off.
thinking of you
I
at this special
I
time of
hate him
year.
with fucking...
As
And
this
you
would
know,
have
because
been
he's
a
Donald
joyous
Trump, I
time.
wouldn't debate.
Mosques will be filling with light.
Yeah, mosques will be
Muslim
filling
families
light,
will
not
be
the
coming
church.
together to
You
share
fucking
food and
pedo.
prayers. And many of them will be inviting their neighbours and
You are a
friends
pedo.
of all faiths
No,
and
you'll be
none
inviting loads
to
of
join you.
pedos, aren't you? To join
My
you.
wife and I can only
You
offer
wank.
you
She's
all
on your wife,
our
she was your
kindest
cousin.
and
You
most
married
special
first
wishes,
cousin.
and
The
stress just how
fucking
greatly
wit.
the contribution of Muslims to the
Contribution of
life of the
Muslims.
United
How about
Kingdom
contribution of the
is
fucking
appreciated
church,
and valued.
Christians?
Embodying the
Christian
Ramadan
church,
spirit
Christian
of
faith.
charity
Never mind
and
Ramadan.
selflessness.
How about Easter, Mother's
As the
Day?
Quran says,
How about Mother's
God
Day?
does not
How about you
burden any
send a
soul
nice
with more
message
than
to
it
your
can
mother
bear.
on Mother's Day? Queen Elizabeth.
We hope
How about
that
you?
you
He
have a
never.
blessed
How come he never
and
speaks about Queen
fulfilling
Elizabeth,
Ramadan.
his mother?
Peace
He
be
never
upon you
speaks
all.
about her.
Robert,
He must have hated her because he never talked about her. He just talked about the Quran.
So you can see there the words that were said. And as I said to you at the beginning, this clip has been
Yeah, you should be
circulating
talking
for
about
quite
the
some time.
Bible. You should be reading from the Bible,
It's
mate.
concerning
What?
where you
Put
see
it
the
in
way the
chapter from
government
the
talks, you
Bible for
see
people.
the
But no,
way the
no,
buildings
no,
are used,
no.
you see the way our own
I
monarch
mean, even if you agree with him,
you know,
yeah, but he's our Christian.
says what he
he's
says,
our
and the
king.
way the royal
And
family
he's in the
as a whole
Bible and end of story.
supports
He's
this,
in the fucking Bible.
this
Now,
idea.
he's treason the country. He's a fucking
And,
pedo. He's a
you know,
fucking German.
We
He's
had
Goffer
another
from
recent
Germany.
example
He
also,
basically wants to be Hitler
which was
because
this
that's
one
why he
in
changed his
Westminster Hall,
religion.
where
Yeah.
the
Because
ceremony was
advocate
actually
the Jews and the Christians, well, the
taking
Christians
place,
had
and
it,
you
so
had
he
Keir
had to change his
Starmer. I mean, listen
religion
to
to be
this.
Muslim. Right, so he's basically treason the country. Fraud and a pedo. Treason with this guy.
So, a greeting
think Charles would
in
be there,
Westminster
possibly,
Hall,
yeah.
right in the halls of Westminster, you know,
Pedo Charles will be there.
you
yeah.
can't get any more insane
No, you
than
can't.
that, quite literally. And
And
they're
the
all
people
at it.
be
Now,
allowing that, mate. That's why
with
they
the
want to
monarch
see Donald Trump,
particularly,
because he
I'm going
knows
to
he's
come to
there.
something very
He's
short,
involved
so
with
hang
all
on
of
to the
this.
end of the video.
King
But
Charles is
I want to
involved
play you
with
this
Tony
one as
fucking
well,
Blair,
which
and a lot
really
of them.
gives you
That's why
some
they don't want to see
indication
Donald Trump.
as to
I mean, to be honest
what's
with
going
myself,
on.
I'm not being
It
funny, but we
really
need Donald
is
Trump
crazy.
fucking help, seriously. We really do. Because some of these
In the
mosques
Quran,
need to be
chapter
taken
number
out.
9, verse number 29.
Rupert Lowe does need
Allah
Donald Trump
subhanahu wa
help.
ta'ala orders the Muslims
Rupert Lowe
to
does.
kill the
Not
Christians,
that we need
Jews,
to go blowing
and if they
anything
do not
up and
surrender,
starting war
then
and
they have to pay
we just
jizya.
need help to get
Jizya
this dealt with in
is
England.
basically
Get these
protection
people
for
out of the country.
jizya is a tax.
Don't care, mate. You need all need to
In
go.
the
You
time
don't
of the
belong
Holy
there,
Prophet
none of
Muhammad
them. Not
sallallahu
English.
alayhi
I
wa
don't care about your fucking prophets and
peace
all
be
that.
upon him.
Go back to Islam.
And
I'm not
after
being
him,
horrible.
when Islam was spreading, and the Muslim government was spreading, and the Islamic State was spreading, so wherever
It's
there were
spreading,
Jews and
yeah.
Christians, and people who were not believers, for them, there was a rule that they have to pay this tax.
Yeah, but we're not like that to the bottom
according to the
Muslims.
Islamic
So
rules,
I've never been.
they
We're
will
not
be
like that
free
towards the Muslims.
to worship
we
whoever
might
they want.
be.
They will be free. They will have free
I might
movement
not
to worship.
agree with some
their-
of whatever in the Quran, but it doesn't
So
mean.
you get the idea.
Yeah, it doesn't
right
mean
there.
that. It doesn't
So
mean as
what
that
this guy's reciting
we
is a
have to
verse
be an
which is
enemy and
basically
kill
saying
each
that
other.
they spread.
I was going to say they
will
spread.
spread to other
Like
areas,
fucking
other
wildfire, like rats
places,
and
and anybody
cockroaches. That's why I see
that
them not
already
killing anything
occupies
like that.
those other areas,
There's another
you will
one as well,
bend
you know.
to their will.
I'm going to say to their
You
will, they don't like fucking
abide by
dog.
their customs.
I was going to say to
If
their
you want to live
customs,
as
they
you
don't like
lived
dogs. They
previous
don't
to
like
them
fucking
coming into your area, then you will
They don't
pay
like
some kind of
donkeys.
what he called
They
it,
don't like
protection
women.
money
They don't like children.
to be able
They
to
don't like
exist,
Christianity.
worship, and live
And
how
they
you
want to worship
do.
whatever.
Otherwise,
But the only thing I
you've got a
see
problem.
these people living
And,
with, I was going to say we have a problem massively.
They
The only thing I don't see them cutting the heads off
adhere to this
is
book
rats and cockroaches.
very, very
Because they live among
rigidly.
with them. They live with the rats and
There are
cockroaches.
different
It's
sects
read
and,
very
and
quickly
everything
like
else.
rats
I
and
get that,
cockroaches.
absolutely.
And
But
fleas.
the people that are the issue
They spread like
adhere
a
to this
fucking
book
virus.
very, very much so. And you
They are the
heard
virus.
that chapter read out right there.
I mean,
Now, going back to the king,
the
I've had
Christianity.
discussions
I mean, they
with,
can have their
with
religion,
people
yeah,
about
but they can't bring their religion and place it
the
and take
issue
over
of
Christianity
what
in
would
this country.
constitute a
I'm gonna
purge
say,
of the king's
they
oath,
can have,
the
you know, I'm not
coronation
saying they
oath,
can't be a
which
mosque
he
in England.
takes
You know,
before
they can be a mosque,
he
mosque in
ascends to
England,
the
but it's
throne.
a proper mosque
I
for
asked
proper worshipping. That's
the
it.
question
We're not.
of
Then
artificial
the rest of them will have
intelligence,
to go. The rest of
ChatGPT
the
in
other
this
mosques have to
case,
go.
just to get a
I'm
very
sorry,
quick
all
answer,
these
and I
other
think it's
mosques
very
that
interesting that
should
we
be
read
here need
this.
to go.
I put, how would King Charles perjure his oath by supporting another faith
Yeah.
outside the Church of England? So it says, I knew the answer to this already,
He's
but I
changed his
wanted
religion,
a
that's right.
decent
He's in the
summary.
Bible.
King
That's
Charles
King
could
Charles,
theoretically be accused of breaching or perjuring his coronation
Yeah,
oath
perjury.
if he actively supported another religion
Yeah,
in a way
it's
that
in the Bible,
undermined
mate.
his constitutional duty
Now
to
he's like the
maintain
devil,
the
and the
Church of
devil will
England.
come for him.
The key point is
He's the
understanding
devil,
what the
mate.
oath actually requires. So the legal basis of the coronation oath, 1688, the coronation, the monarch promises to govern according to the laws and customs of the realm,
Yeah,
cause law and justice to be executed,
yeah,
maintain the Protestant Reformed religion established by law, and preserve the settlement of the Church of England and the rights of its bishops and clergy. During the 2023 coronation, Charles III explicitly swore to maintain and preserve invariably the settlement of the Church of England. Why the monarch has this duty? The monarch is not just a symbolic supporter of the Church, he is legally supreme governor of the Church of England, appointer of bishops and archbishops,
yeah.
defender of the Protestant settlement established after the Glorious Revolution. This constitutional structure was reinforced by the Act of Settlement 1701, which requires the monarch to be in communion with the Church of England.
Yeah.
What could actually count as breaching the oath? Simply respecting other religions would not break the oath. Modern monarchs regularly attend interfaith events. However, a serious constitutional issue could arise if a monarch tried to change the religious settlement unilaterally. For example, attempting to de-establish the Church of England,
and that's what he's doing in the
declared themselves followers of another religion, i.e. converting to Islam,
which he has done. That's
Catholicism,
what
Hinduism,
he's done. He's
etc.
converted to Islam.
Used royal authority to promote another faith above the
and
Church
that's what
of
he's
England.
doing.
Refused to carry out duties as supreme governor of the Church.
That's exactly what he's doing.
If any of
as well.
those occurred, it could be argued the monarch had failed to maintain the Protestant
That's
settlement
exactly what he's
required
done.
by the
He's
coronation
failed.
oath
Yeah,
and the Act of Settlement.
yeah, and that's what
So
he's
why
done. He's
defender of
failed
the
it.
faith caused debate? Now I remember this
he
from
has
his actual
failed the
coronation
God. He's basically
because,
shut the door on God.
you know, before becoming
Close
king,
the
he
door
once
completely,
suggested he might prefer the title defender of the faith rather than
Faiths.
defender of faith rather than defender of the faith. The traditional
says
title
faiths?
defender of the faith dates
but
back to
he's-
Henry VIII
Yeah, Henry
and
VIII.
was later tied to defending Protestantism. Critics feared this could signal a move towards religious neutrality rather than Anglican
Religious,
primacy,
yeah.
though constitutionally the monarch cannot change the settlement without Parliament. The reality, under constitutional law, the monarchy is bound by statute and Parliament, and any change to the church-state relationship would require legislation. So in short, supporting interfaith dialogue does not breach the oath, but abandoning or undermining, I think undermining is very important, the Church of England as the established church could be interpreted as violating the coronation oath and the Act of
And
Settlement.
he's broke the law, mate.
So that's,
in the
you know,
Bible,
very
he's breaking
interesting
the law.
information
Yeah.
to back up
Thank
that
you,
line
yeah.
of thinking and, you know,
Well,
seeing where
to
it's
me,
going.
that is-
And you see
he's
courts
eating
and
halal
places
meat,
of
he's not
worship
eating
and all this
pork.
sort of stuff pop up all over the country.
You don't eat bacon
That again
anymore,
is in
whatever.
breach of,
I mean, he's
you know,
breached
the
the
Act of
thing,
Settlement
he's
and
breached
to a
the-
large degree the Bill of Rights, because English
It's human
law
rights.
must be supreme above everything else. English law is God's law, as written, as enacted.
It is
And you look
English
what's
law,
happening.
it's God's law.
Let me know what you think in the comments.
Thank you.
As
Well,
always, hit the
what
like
I
button,
think now
subscribe to
is,
the channel, share my
exactly
stuff.
what I
I thought-
thought. They're all in it together. Tony Blair and all of them, yeah? They're in this together, yeah? They're not, you know, come on. They are. With Mandelson and all of this shit going on, right? It's been going on for years. Yeah? And Queen Elizabeth passed away. I reckon she was 85, not 95. I reckon. When she passed away. So she passed away before coronavirus, and that was a AI model of her with Paddington Bear or whatever. And it's been an AI model of Queen Elizabeth pretending that's Queen Elizabeth. Well, maybe not quite an AI model, but maybe like a lookalike of her, maybe a certain lookalike of her, to play her role for the last so many years. And it's not just been Queen Elizabeth. I mean, Queen Elizabeth is part of a lot of things as well. I mean, she won't be getting out of it. Because I told them last time with this shit, they're not getting away with it, King fucking Charles. About time we deal with this, mate. And by dealing with it, you're going, mate. Because you don't want to go see fucking Donald Trump. He's too scared to go see Donald Trump. What's wrong with you, mate? What's wrong with King Charles? I mean, the Queen used to go see Donald Trump all the time. The Queen had a good relationship with, that's what they say, with Donald Trump. So, I can't understand why King Charles can't have a good relationship with Donald Trump. And I mean, the thing is with King Charles, he is such a selfish bastard. I mean, well, either Prince William is really not, is in with everything, which I hope he really isn't. I hope he's not gone on the corruption side. I hope, you know, because if King Charles had put William into the corruption side as well, which you're a bastard for it, what a twat of a dad. What dad would do that to their own children? What dad would do that? Why is he should never have sworn oath and had the coronation for the king to be the king, right? And swore an oath in the Church of England under law and all of that. Because he knew he was already Muslim. He's already changed his religion and become Muslim. Right? Because he knows the reason why he's changed his religion is because basically, well, he's German, isn't he? Gotha. So he wants to be fucking Hitler, basically. King Charles wants to take Hitler's place and advocate to kill fucking Jews. And also, and the fucking Christians. So he can't be fucking Christian, can he, and advocate to kill the Jews and the Christians. So he's had to change his religion to being a Muslim. Yeah, he has. And that's why he's going on about diversity and faiths, religion for the faiths, religions and this, that and the other. But, you know, why is he not ever talking about, I mean, it's going to be Mother's Day soon and Easter. And why is he not coming out and talking for, well, if he's going to say for the faiths, he's not come out and speaking for all faiths, he's just talking about the Muslim faith. He's reading out of the Quran. Which, well then that's for one faith. Well, that is for one faith. So, really he should just speak Christian faith and for all the people, obviously, and basically saying God will be with us all around the world. Or something like some whatever bullshit you could say about that. But he's just talking about one faith. I mean, okay, yeah, you know, but because this is all because of that fucking, the G Summit and all the fucking, that's it, the, G Summit and all this global fucking shit, whatever they're going on about, it is absolutely shocking, really, isn't it? Sidi Gan.
There are so many reasons to be deeply upset and deeply disappointed and deeply embarrassed about Britain's performance.
Yeah, why would King Charles give him a knighthood?
Ever since the United States of America attempted to rid the world of one of the most evil men in human history, the Ayatollah.
Well, I don't know if it's all completely correct with Donald
We've
Trump, whatever
started to
he's doing,
expose
right?
who are the good people and who are the bad people.
Correct,
No channel in this country has yet explained what Sadiq Khan is up to. But believe me, he is on the
how can we
movers.
call
I'm
Donald
going to
Trump
tell
what
you
they're doing
today
in
that
England?
Sadiq Khan has been one of the driving forces behind attempting to get the Labour Party to back Iran, to back the global action against peace, the global action against democracy, and the global movement to destroy this country, to destroy the United States of America. He's always been that guy. But in this video, I'm going to explain what he's been up to. Hello everyone, this is Andre Walker. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please do subscribe, but more importantly, please hit the bell notification icon. Also, please do consider a donation to the Patriot Fund. We are under attack. And your small donations give me the ability, give me the ability to phone up ordinary people and say, hey, we've got your back, we're going to pay for this, we're going to pay for that. You know, I had a lady who'd been raped by a groomer and had a disabled child as a result of his inbreeding on his side of the family, and I was able to give her a couple of £100 just to lighten the load. Please do consider a donation.
So is it 2022?
Well, just as you are supportive of good people, just as you are attempting to support decency and democracy, some of you want to attack Iran, others just hope Iran will sort itself out, but very few of you, I would suggest, genuinely support the idiotic, bullying and nasty and religiously fundamentalist regime that exists in Iran. But of course, Sadiq Khan is solidly on side. Not only has he attempted as much as he can to eradicate British people in London, remember, he set up a commission to take down the statues of all of our great British historical figures. He denied the fourth plinth in Trafalgar Square to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, and instead put up a unnamed guy from the Windrush. He also has attempted to ethnically cleanse London. Now, I'll tell you why I say that. Because he has given priority in housing to people who are new migrants to the United Kingdom, whilst pushing out people who are already, if you like, indigenous population. But also, he has attempted to shift our politics. And the politics he's attempted to shift is this. First of all, he supports a breakup of the United Kingdom. He does not want a strong, united and militarily defensible United Kingdom. No. He knows that the only way that his politics can ever succeed globally is if Britain is ripped to pieces. That's why he called for independence for London and for it to go into the European Union. But also, what he's done is he's pressure within the Labour Party for the Labour Party to not support the United States of America. I've said on this channel,
so we can't
what a disgusting embarrassment that RAF, what's it called?
This is why
but it's in Gloucestershire.
We've got to hurry up.
What an embarrassment.
Really, I wouldn't mind Rupert Lowe in 1944
in order to assist the invasion of France when kids from Minnesota
quite
were coming over to die on beaches in Normandy to liberate Europe. The Americans built this base,
we have a leader
and
now.
we will not allow them to use it. Not use our runways, not use our bases, not even use their own.
Before then, but let's say October.
Can you with any credibility expect these people to come from Chicago and defend the United Kingdom when you won't even let them defend themselves from their own bases in Britain, bases built during the Second World War. But we don't do that. And the reason for that is that Sadiq Khan is lobbying hard. He's saying that we now need to align with we need to align with the rotten world. We need to align with the bad guys.
I'm going to say really
have a solid track record
by the end of this year.
Not being a terrorist, but always being on the side of the bad guys. His practice in South London, in South London Northern, remember, representing a French-Algerian terrorist in Guantanamo Bay who'd never been to London at all, and the Americans legitimately asked, how do you know this person? Well, how do I say this politely? Sadiq knew a lot of people in Hezbollah Tahrir. Now, I will tell you, Hezbollah Tahrir have always said that Sadiq wasn't a member, but they always also said that he was very, very close to them indeed. So now, whilst America
and Israel is doing their best to
I believe
stop
in the police
a
ain't
crazed
nothing about
Islamic
Starmer.
regime
Why are they
having a
not
nuclear
listening
bomb.
to Starmer?
What is happening here
No,
is
well, I
that
thought they
Sadiq
were
Khan is
arresting him. I
lobbying
thought
hard
he was,
for us to
you know,
back
being
the bad
investigated.
guys.
Well, they should be
Now,
arresting
he
him.
doesn't care
I'm not being
about
funny, but if
150
he
people
gets
in Gaza
arrested, he needs
who've
to be
been
arrested by the
abused by
police.
the Hamas
No,
government.
no,
He
what
doesn't care
investigation? We
about
want
ordinary people in
he
the
needs
Middle
to be
East
in the back of
attempting
a
to get
police
things
van,
together.
in
He's
the
not
police
interested
station,
in the fact
proper,
that the United Kingdom's
handcuffs
key
and
ally
everything, how they do
in
to
the
everybody
region is
else.
Jordan.
I'm
What
sorry.
he's interested
No,
in
there's no,
is this
should be any
cheap
real
and
difference for
tacky,
anyone like King
divide
Charles
and
were going on
conquer
about
a
Prince Andrew,
mentality,
remember?
which is he wants to go round
He's trying to
to East
cooperate with
London
the
and
police,
say,
remember?
it was me that prevented Britain
But anyway,
bombing
that's all
Iran.
right,
The
I
reason
think.
is because I
But
want to be a
let's
friend
say,
to the
well,
fundamentalists.
if
Hey, I'm
that's
going
what
to wear a
King Charles
suit.
is
I'm
saying,
going to
you
do my
know,
little hairstyle flick up
let's just
like
say he is
1985
correct and
came
he's
back.
not lying, and
He's got the
he's
same
cooperating
hairstyle as that
with
guy
the
from
police.
Queer as Folk.
Right.
But he wants to be able to say that.
Well,
I
whatever
am
happened with
with
Prince
you.
Andrew in the
If you're
case,
fundamentalist,
why is
I'm
that
with
not
you.
happening with
If you're
Starmer?
Hezbollah Tahrir, I'm with you. If you're Babar Ahmed, my best friend
That
from
needs to
school,
be happening
who was the
today.
head of
Starmer's
fundraising
dead,
for Al
right?
Qaeda, I am
Really?
with you. And what I'm not with,
Because he's
I'm not with the
law.
traditional allies of the United
Breaking the
Kingdom.
fucking
I
law,
will
innit?
guarantee
They're breaking the law,
that
but
Keir
they're
Starmer
breaking
is
the
weak.
law, they're breaking
And
the law,
Andy
they
Burnham
said.
doesn't
It's
care.
not just that,
I
it's
can
breaking the law,
guarantee,
it's broke the law.
through my
mate.
power within the London Labour Party, I can guarantee that Britain will not support America and will not support Israel. Less concerned
It's not
about Israel.
about-